We were to have Norm MacDonald, but he is can't. What?
No, he's actually on.
What? Norm?
What, Dennis?
You're a freaking genius. Can I tell you that plane ride you were on and that Twitter jag? I followed it for like 5 hours. God, that was funny, man.
Oh, well, when I was tweeting?
Yeah, it was killing me, Norm. I was watching some games or something, and I had the Twitter on, and I just kept following your tweets, and I could see you trapped on the plane going through the sleeve on the front of the seat in front of you and pulling everything out. Hey, look at this porta-kiln in the airport store and stuff like that.
I was running out of stuff. I was running out of stuff.
Now, Norm is...
so much stuff on a plane, but listen, man, I know you tweet because I follow you.
Yeah.
I started tweeting like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And these are the three people I follow.
Who's that?
At Sarah Silverman,
Mm-hmm.
at Dennis DMZ,
Right.
and at Steve Martin to go.
Yeah, Steve Martin's killing me.
You guys are funny, man.
Thank you, Norm. Just a young kid with a dream. What are you working so hard for? Norm's going to host High Stakes Poker on the Game Show Network. And I hope to get on this show. I want to go on and do the sports show with Norm MacDonald because I know Norm knows his sports. And who's funnier than Norm? Nobody. That's on Comedy Central starting April 12th. What are you working so hard for, Storm and Norman? You just experiencing a rebirth?
Comedy Central, one of those specials.
I know. You got your first hour special. It premieres Saturday, March 26th at 11:30 p.m., 10:30 Central on Comedy Central, right after the rebroadcast of the Donald Trump roast. And like I said, you're usually an easy rider, man. Why? What are you, just in a midlife crisis, or why are you working so hard here?
What?
I'm just saying, some guys think I gotta start hustling it, and I'm 3 projects in the space of a week. What's up?
Now listen, Dennis. Have you heard about this Huckleberry Finn thing?
I heard something about they wanted to take the N-word out, right?
Yeah, anyways, I wanted to bring it up before I forgot, and then we'll get on to my projects.
All right. Do you have any observation on it, any tweak on it, or just the cognizance of the fact that they want to
No, I feel it's a thorny issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, that wasn't the whole thing.
No.
I thought you were going to go like, well, how so, or something like that.
Tell us more, Norm.
Why don't you do...
I feel it's a thorny issue.
Yeah,
I'll tell
me
you why.
too. Why, Norm?
Well, you got Mark Twain, and you're talking about, for those of you who don't know, what I'm talking about, they've taken out the N-word, out of many of the books of Huckleberry Finn.
Norm, they've taken out.
And so you got a thorny issue that I think I have a solution to. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, man. Never anything more.
Well, the thorny issue is this.
Yes.
You don't want to take, Mark Twain, one of the greatest writer ever to brush paper with ink, and change his words, for God's sake. On the other side of the coin, you don't want to have a young African American boy in school, hearing that word out loud and causing him pain. So it's a thorny issue. But I figure it this way. You've read Huckleberry Finn.
You are so splendidly demented. Yeah, I've read it.
You know it's written in the first person by Huckleberry Finn.
Yes, I do.
And you know it includes the N-word.
Yes.
Therefore, you just change Huckleberry Finn to a black kid.
And it's like a rap song at that point, right?
Exactly. Everything's cool.
All
No, let's get to my project.
Now, listen, was there any sort of
Samuel Clemens in
no,
an autobiography?
no, he's made his fortune. Was there any subtle disparagement in the homosexual community when you said Huckleberry Bin?
I didn't.
Because, you know, somewhere out there there's a gay kid in high school. But,
something slipped up there.
some gear, some cog got meshed up.
Hey, I want to hear you say the word.
I don't want to say it because then it'll be on tape forever. I say it in my private life many times.
Say it, hunky. Say it, hunky. Say nigga, hunky. Fucking say it, hunky.
Listen, am I wrong or am I imagining that?
Nah, say nigga, hunky. Say it, hunky. Come on, cracker.
Mike, I have to ask you a question.
Say it. Say it.
Do this one now.
That's great. Okay. Accomplished comedian.
What is accomplished?
You're right. This one.
This is not against
Accomplished.
This is not against anybody.
Accomplished comedian Sinbad has announced he's filing for bankruptcy for the second time.
The second time.
Oh God, it's so retarded. Sounds like things have gone from Sinbad to sin worse.
Okay. But Canada, you know.
Canada,
but
you're
anyways, the guys from America were unbelievable, and it was you, and it was Leno, and Leno was at the peak.
Jay
Leno. My dad would call him Jay Leno.
Leno.
Is that the one where Sinbad was on?
Oh yeah, he always wants to tell me stories, me to tell stories about Sinbad. But I love Sinbad. When I did my first comedy festival thing, that Montreal thing.
What year was that?
Fuck, I don't know.
Like 87?
Yeah, I don't know dates.
Yeah.
But it was around there. And
how long had you been doing comedy at that point?
6 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was Canada, so we got a home
so that was like
court thing.
In American years, that's 4 years?
No, I'm saying because the Montreal Comedy Festival was in Canada, we had a quota to fill. You know, I would never have gotten on it if I was in the States. But so I got my 5 minutes, just wrote. That's the way I used to do comedy. I'd memorize every fucking word. And so I had it all figured out and shit, right? And so then I go there, I meet Sinbad, right? So I didn't know who Sinbad was. And he goes, and he's completely relaxed. I'm all thinking about my
some sort of one-piece outfit.
He did. His hair matched his shirt.
Yeah.
And they were both orange.
Yeah.
So then he said, he was just so relaxed, and he said, hey, let's go. I got to get some socks. So we go to this fucking store, right? When we first go into the store, there's no one there. It's a small store. So there's no one there. The lady's in the back.
Yeah.
So the lady takes a minute to come out.
Yeah.
And he's like, where's that lady? You know, there's nobody here, you know? And I'm like, yeah. And so he comes out, he gets his fucking socks. Nothing happens, right? So then that night at the gala, I do my carefully constructed material.
Yeah.
Sinbad comes out. He goes, what the fuck is going on? And he doesn't swear. He goes, what's going on with these stores with socks? I'm like, holy shit. And then he's like, you go in the store and there's no one there. And then people are agreeing with him. I'm like, what? It didn't make none of it made any sense except that he destroyed and I didn't. That's when I realized that I was missing a whole bunch of stuff, because I guess at first you think you're good and stuff like that.
No, you are good, and I think that the fact is, really, if you were to look at it in another way, that if people are able to do an impersonation of you, that means you have a defined style. Whereas, like, I guarantee you there's not a lot of people that can do Sinbad, though you did just do a pretty good one.
I was trying to do it as unracist as possible.
U.S. Air is beginning a campaign to restore passenger confidence. I think just 2 little words will do that. We've landed. Airline travelers' complaints have risen 22% over the last year. The single most common complaint was, they lost my baggage, followed closely by, I didn't like being in that fiery plane crash. A new airport planned for San Diego would actually be located 3 miles out in the Pacific Ocean, built on 40 by 20-foot floating cylinders. It's all part of a plan by city officials to have a huge disaster. As of next week, ValueJet Airlines says it will discontinue service to Mobile, Alabama. According to airline executives, this cost-cutting measure is expected to save the company over $200. After American Airlines decided this week to cut fares by 50%, the 4 other major airlines said they would match the bargain ticket prices. Also fighting to stay competitive, discount carrier ValueJet announced that it will now accept stolen credit cards and bad checks. Blimpies has started supplying subs for Delta Airlines to serve in its flight, and in return, Delta is giving Blimpies barf bags to hand out in its restaurants. In an interview last week, administrators of the FAA, David R. Hinson, explained why English is the only language used by pilots around the world. It turns out all the other languages are weird. Can't even hardly understand most of them. In honor of this year's Academy Awards, Carnival Airlines is offering anyone named Oscar a free flight to or from Los Angeles. The airline had tried a similar promotion in the past for the Tony Awards, but according to airline spokesmen, they found that their planes were packed with too many, quote, greasy Italians. The Federal Aviation Administration has come up with a list of 30 changes to make air travel safer. Number 1 on the list, no more crashes. They've decided to... This week, TWA announced plans to reconstruct the Boeing 747 that exploded in Flight 800. Man, talk about cheap, huh? These characters. Trying to save a few bucks by rebuilding a... It's ridiculous. I don't know what I'm talking. In order to cut down on in-flight fatalities, American Airlines has decided to upgrade the medical kits on all its planes. Each kit will now contain common life-saving drugs, a heart defibrillator, and a spare plane. In aviation news, a new study suggests there might be more survivors of plane crashes if all seats were equipped with airbags. According to the study, this is especially true for plane crashes under 50 miles per hour. The other ones, it doesn't do much good. A top aviation watchdog group warned this week that the nation's airlines are vulnerable to terrorist attack. The biggest problem, apparently, watchdog groups pointing out to terrorists that airlines are vulnerable to attack. That's all right.
2 months later, we still haven't found Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. This looks like the work of Joran Vandersloot. Remember that character?
Yes. No.
You don't remember him?
He's one who allegedly. Well,
Now, this is a different Malaysian Air Force joke.
The pilot's last words, I've had it with these motherfucking snakes on a motherfucking plane. That could be, yeah, that could be. You're giving me these great jokes, okay. Malaysian Flight 370 is still missing. You know where they're going to find it? The last place they look.
Now, is that the best one?
Kind of
or is this better? There's two Malaysians. We can't
That's a joke kind of joke. Why you define something? Why is it always the last place you look? Because you stop looking.
A Joe Pine
So that's
joke?
a joke. That's a comment. That's a very bright joke.
It's not only a joke, it's a comment. The search continues in the Indian Ocean for the Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 as they listen and try to follow the pings. These guys sound like me always listening for pings. The pings are my Chinese neighbors. Jim and Ellen Ping.
You know, I'm old enough to remember back to simpler, more innocent times when the worst thing you'd hear about the news was hijacked jetliners flying into buildings.
Oh, now, Gilbert, you're going to get into trouble again.
It takes forever, not forever, but it takes years of training to get a pilot's license. But it only takes a couple of minutes to steal a pilot's jacket and hat.
and then do some, terrorist act, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I was not living because I was thinking it was going to be a terrorist.
You were worried about a terrorist act.
I was a little nervous.
Did you see Olympus Has Fallen?
No.
This week I learned, just because I masturbated to that picture of a guy falling to his death on 9/11 doesn't mean I have to share it.
Hey, for the 9th consecutive year, Nick, JetBlue Airlines ranked first for satisfaction among all North American airlines. But you know what ranked least in satisfaction? 9/11 Airlines. What a terrible name for an airline. It reminds me of that tragedy.
Oh, 9/11.
Yeah, don't laugh at 9/11
What?
again. 9/11. I tried to tell him not to laugh.
Adam.
I know. I walked through blood and bones in the streets of Manhattan trying to find my brother.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was in northern Canada.
He's got a little Andy Kaufman in him, Norm. He likes to frustrate, titillate a little, but then periodically he'll say something like, I feel sorry for the homeless guy's dog, because the dog's thinking, this is the longest walk I've ever been on.
I give a guy some money out there, a homeless guy in the street, and this is a kind of odd thing. He had a dog with him. You ever see this? He's a homeless guy, but he's got a dog. That kind of odd there. Guy got no home, but he's got a dog. And the dog's really thrilled with this idea, Dog's going, hey, pal, I can do this by myself pretty well here, Like the longest walk in the world you got me on here. What the hell? What the hell kind of a thing? What the deuce?
One time we were in the office doing update stuff, and there'd been a news item about there was going to be a newspaper for the homeless, and so we were thinking about doing some of that. So we started improvising. It was more of a scene, not something we could do on the segment, but it was like a tough kind of Perry White kind of editor going like, "You, Miller, I want 500 words on going to the bathroom in your pants. You, Immel, give me something. Give me a human interest thing on urine stain matter. You, was that kind of thing. Yeah. Had like a lot of like photos, maybe some, a little human side, what are, pets, that kind of thing. And so nothing came of it, and I sort of forgot we had the conversation. And then the first meeting we have after the summer, Norm comes in and goes, hey, Downey, remember that, that thing we were talking about there with the, remember that thing with the newspaper for the homeless, that thing, the homeless newspaper? And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, well, I was out in L.A. and I was asked to do this benefit, for the coalition to feed the homeless, and, and I'm going, no. And he goes, yeah, I did that bit, They hated it. Hated it.
All right, you tell me now. That's the Andy Kaufman part of the joke, or is he actually surprised that they hated it? That's what I can't quite figure with.
I know.
Jimmy calls in here periodically and says that he has bought a puppet and he wants to work material out on the show. And I'll say, well, tell me about the puppet. And it's an old man puppet who's a Holocaust denier. And it's obviously just Norm sitting at home talking as Norm. He makes no pretension to a puppet voice.
I know.
And I think he's Andy. I don't know. I view a lot of Andy Kaufman in there.
I heard a joke.
Yeah, there you go, Norm. You got it.
How would it take about a night monkey?
All right, hold on a second. Go ahead, Norm.
No, I'm terrible at telling jokes, but a guy, he gets a genie or something that gives you wishes in a lamp, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so he's like, oh, no, that's not it. He goes to his whole head is a giant pumpkin. That's how the joke starts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a giant pumpkin, and then his friend goes, what happened? He's like, I found this genie in a lamp, and he gave me 3 wishes. And he's like, what happened? He goes, well, the first wish I wished for like $100 million, and I got it. And then for my second wish, I wished for like a beautiful lady, and I got her. And the guy's like, yeah, but what happened? He's like, the third wish, that's where I really blew it. And the guy goes, what happened? He goes, I wish for a giant pumpkin head.
You guys got it. Really, put a CD out together.
You know what I really hate? You know what I really hate? If you go anywhere with him, like for a couple of days, he does that on purpose. He'll tell jokes with no ending on purpose.
I don't think you need one. Sometimes you can tell a joke like that.
And then that happens.
You don't need to have a joke.
But you know, I would like to tell you the story of the 3 people who was carrying the biggest cannon in the world to Spain. It was 2 boys and 1 girl, and they had this big cannon. You know, it was 50 feet long, and they carried it over the mountains and under the valleys. And one day they get to the top of the highest mountain in Spain. So the first boy, he point this cannon to this castle, you know, to shoot, you know, because he was the boss, you know, so he want to point it. And he turned to the second boy and he say, all right, hand me the cannonball. And, you know, but the second boy, he say, I thought you had them. So wait, so listen, wait. So, listen, wait. So they both turn to the girl, and she say, "Don't look at me." You know, because they forgot to bring the cannonball. You know, they have the cannon, but they have no cannonball. They could not shoot. Do you understand? Thank you very much.
These broken pieces I hold in my hands don't have a chance to mend at all. Before they get thrown into chaos again, I try to pretend I'm whole enough to stand in this world so unsteady.
I'm sorry.
You didn't have to do that.
Cut it out!
I don't know what that guy's talking about. I can't turn around. You know what
You okay? Something wrong, Carl? You okay, honey?
I can't, you know, I think we're gonna have to order some wine. Yeah, wine.
Yeah, we have some.
I can't. Can I just? Just say it. I can't play. I can't play stoned. I feel really stupid.
You feel stupid. She's great. She's great. You feel stupid.
I feel very stupid.
You feel stupid.
I feel
great.
Oh, let's have some bread.
Yeah. Yeah.
What? I feel stupid.
You feel stupid.
I feel very stupid. No, because where are you going?
Well, I don't know. I think I'm gonna.
Come on, nothing. Hey, this is all in fun. It's all in fun. Come on. All right, hold on. It's all in fun. What are you trying to do?
This is all,
It's all in fun. Come on.
where are we now? Cut it out. Cut out.
So you cut it out. Well, why do you have to push this in my face? Well, why do you have to push this in my face? I'll put it all in your face.
Big scene in the show. That's why.
Why?
Okay.
So what do you have to? So what do you have to? Come on. Come on. Look, I'm just trying to have fun. Everybody's so uptight around here. Everyone's so uptight around here. I don't understand.
Bobby, call the commercial, man.
What? I don't know. Why do you have to be so uptight? What?
What up to me? Come on, man. Hold on.
Does President Clinton have a bent penis? Well, according to a doctor who examined him last week, the president's genitals are, quote, completely 100% normal. It should be noted, however, that the doctor who examined him also has a bent penis. That may color his findings a little. As his last stop on the trip, the president met in Buenos Aires Thursday with Argentinian President Carlos Menem. During the meeting, Clinton asked Menem to continue with economic reform and protect democratic freedoms. Menem, in turn, asked Clinton to show him his bent penis. Tomorrow, Chinese President Jiang Zemin begins a week-long visit that could define U.S. relations with China for years to come. President Clinton plans to ask Jiang for several things, including human rights reform, trade expansion, and a Chinese herb said to have the power to straighten a bent penis. This week, an angry President Clinton demanded that Congress stop dragging its feet on something he has long championed, a medical Bill of Rights for U.S. citizens. In all, there are 10 items in the President's Bill of Rights, running from number 1, a rich, satisfying sex life is the foundation of good health, to number 10, a straight penis is not a privilege, it is a right.
I have to know one thing before you go today. I know there are other questions, but you say that you there were distinguishing characteristics on the president's private parts. For America, please tell us what that is. Well, we've got to know.
Well, it was like that.
Oh, God.
It was.
Return. Okay, that was it. Thank you. Well,
obviously a lot of entertaining celebrities, but Norm Macdonald used to come on our show in the early days, and those were, I thought, great television because we never knew it was happening, and it was always teetering on the edge of, it was all about to blow up. It's all about to fail, and it would always end brilliantly. And then he stopped coming around, and it was just a period that passed. And I was always sad about that because I thought, we're a very celebrity-conscious age, and people always think that the best guests are the biggest celebrities. Sometimes, you know, the best guests are these people that you have a weird connection with, and it's compelling television. People see and they talk to me about it later on. Like, I'll be out in the world walking around and people will say, I saw that when you were with Harlan or when you were with Norm or with Will, and that really got wild and crazy in a way that they don't see on television now.
Have you, over the years, who are some of the people who have been your go-to people? That I just remember Dave in his early years had Terry Garr and he had Sandra Bernhard.
Yes.
And they were kind of magic together. Who are your...
I had so many people. Norm Macdonald was this person who would come... you all know Norm Macdonald, but Norm Macdonald, when we'd have him on in the early days, to this day, I've never interviewed anybody like Norm Macdonald.
Who was the best guest that you've ever interviewed, and who was the worst?
I love Will Ferrell. I also love Norm Macdonald because he comes on and his stories are all invented. None of them are real. They're all old farmers' daughters jokes. And he pretends he'll come on. I'll say, "What's up, Norm?" He'd be like, the other day I was walking down the road and a pirate comes up to, I'm like, "What?" Yeah, a pirate comes along and he's got 3 pigs with him. One of them is wearing a hat, one's got a pipe, and then it's just a complete waste of everybody's time that's absolutely delightful and hilarious. And so I love him.
Your favorite guests are always like the Bill Burr, Norm Macdonald. This might go off the rails really fast. Type of guys.
Yeah. I mean, Norm Macdonald, one of the great talk show guests of all time. He invented something that Norm Macdonald invented this amazing thing that I've never seen anybody do before or since. It's kind of like he split the atom. It was that revolutionary. Norm would come on and he would, instead of telling you a real story, like if I had you on the show and you're like, "Hey, Bill, tell me, well, and remember I was living in Chestnut Hill once," and you would tell a real story about what happened to you in your life. Norm tells old jokes as stories that happened to him.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, "Norm, what are you up to?" And I mean, really old jokes from like the 1920s. And he'd be like, "Well, Conan, I don't know if you're aware that I purchased a farm, Conan." I'd be like, "Really? You purchased a..." Yeah. I purchased a farm. Of course, I have 3 daughters. And I'm like, "You have 3 daughters?" "Yeah, I have 3 daughters on the farm. One very attractive, one not as attractive, and of course the third not, kind of, well, she's ugly, Conan. She's ugly." And I'd be like, "Well, one day this traveling salesman comes to the farm and he says, now, Norm, I tell you. And then it's like he's telling an old traveling salesman joke.
Yeah.
But
about halfway through where it's going.
I mean, I usually know. I know kind of what he's doing. I'm laughing that he has the balls to do this. I'm laughing at the audacity. So I don't even care if this joke lands or not. I'm laughing that he's committing to the fact that, no, he doesn't have a farm. He doesn't have 3 daughters. There's no traveling salesman. But he doesn't care in a way that is exhilarating and scary at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And plus, he probably has some people in the audience who are taking completely seriously, right?
Yes. Yeah. He's got some people thinking.
We call them tourists.
Yes, we call them. They're usually from San Bernardino.
Well, Norm had the greatest talk show moment in the history of talk shows with Courtney Thorne Smith.
That was epic. That was so great. And it's funny because
it's lived on. Who knew that we were going to have YouTube eventually where we could just queue it up on command?
God bless YouTube. I had no idea when those things were happening. I thought, we're talking 1993, 94. When those things were happening, I thought, what did I know? I just thought if you were up and you saw it, that means you saw you saw an amazing thing happen. And if you, and then maybe if I get to stay on the air long enough, we'll have a 1-year anniversary show and maybe you'll see it then. But if you're not there for that, it's gone. And now I meet people, that around the world that will say, "Oh, I just saw that thing with you and Norm and Courtney Thorne Smith." And I'll think, that was a moment of my life when I was 30.
Yeah.
And I'm like 85 now. Like, how is that possible?
Straight to the heart. I went a long time acting like I was a bro. Get apart by you.
Everybody knows now Norm Macdonald died 2 days ago. And I got the news like everyone else, just absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea. And there's been this seismic reaction, which is appropriate, completely appropriate in the comedy world. And a lot's been said about Norm. And I just had this very strong feeling yesterday
that I needed to talk to people about it and talk to people who, like me, experience Norm in the moment and really try and understand what it was about this man, this very improbable, unusual man. What made him so different? And I maintain that, we are accustomed, sadly, to losing funny, talented people all the time, and we grow accustomed to it. I think Norm's impact is only going to grow, and I think his significance in comedy is only going to expand over time because he was such an incredible talent, and trying to describe what made Norm different is so difficult. And I think so far I've read everything that's out there, and I'm hearing, to be fair, people were all taken by surprise. You're just hearing he was an original and there was no one like Norm. And I keep thinking, no one's getting to it. And I just wanted to take a stab today to try and understand what exactly it was about this guy that was so brilliantly unusual and is going to be so lasting, and his work is so important. And one of the things that speaks to, I was having a conversation with Jim Downey and in the wake of Norm's death, and Jim Downey, and I was trying to get to what is it that made Norm so different, and he reminded me, he said, on Weekend Update, we would do, there's a dress rehearsal, which I know because I worked at Saturday Night Live. There's a dress rehearsal, and he said, the best way to test a joke on Weekend Update is at dress rehearsal. If it does well at dress rehearsal, it will do well on air. If it doesn't do well at dress rehearsal, it will bomb on air. It's the best way to test it. And he said that Norm would do a joke at dress rehearsal that they both loved, and it would get nothing. And when Weekend Update was over, Jim would say, yeah, it's too bad that joke didn't do well. And Norm would say, yeah, I know, but we got to do it. So he would do jokes that he knew were going to get nothing.
Yeah.
If he thought the joke was worthwhile, he didn't give a shit. Mm-hmm. Now, that is very uncommon. That is very...
Well, he never pandered.
He didn't pander at all. And that takes... that's what made me think about the line you said so many years ago, Andy, it almost terrifies me, his fearlessness, because it was the thing he did so many times on our show, which I thought was absolutely outrageous, was he would launch into these long stories that you quickly realized were farmers' daughter jokes
or shaggy dog
stories
just absolute horseshit
horseshit stories. And he would go on and on and on, and I'm so happy that the moth joke has been getting circulated so much from our Tonight Show, because it is completely outrageous what he's doing. It is it's the Tonight Show, and he is telling this very long story, and he's taking all the time in the world. And I love it just because even though I was there, I'm delighted every time I see it.
Yeah.
I every time I see it, I'm delighted with it, because what he's doing breaks every rule. Brevity is the soul of wit. That is the rule.
Yeah.
Keep it, and man, he completely, like Picasso, blew up the form. He goes and he tells this joke forever, and then finally gets to this punchline, and you can see that everyone's delighted, but he has broken every rule in the book. And I was talking to Lori Jo, and I asked her if it's okay if I related this, and she said it was okay.
but she said that not too long ago, someone asked Norm about the moth story that he told on our Tonight Show, and that she said, what made the guy wanted to know what made you have the nerve to do that, and that he said that, you know, it was that goddamn Frank Smiley. He said, I was only supposed to do one segment. And then suddenly in the commercial break, Frank came over and said, like, you're doing another one, because whenever I had Norm, I was greedy. I wanted more Norm. I always wanted more Norm. And so he didn't know that we were going to ask him to do a second segment. He had nothing planned, absolutely nothing planned. And so as recently as like not that long ago, I think this was a couple of months ago, he was telling somebody, damn it, that was Frank Smiley. Hey, get back out there. Conan wants more.
So he heard that joke from Colin Quinn. And he did the segment. And it was he had 7 minutes prepared.
Yeah.
And so he basically, you say, you know, and then he's done. He's done. You say, we'll be right back with more Norm. And he goes, I've got nothing to say.
Yeah.
So then he remembered the Colin joke, and it was a 20-second joke. So he asked you, how long is the segment? And he was hoping you'd say 20 seconds.
Right.
But you said 7 minutes.
Yep.
So it became a 7-minute joke.
Yeah, and he's doing that. This has to be understood. He's doing this on the fly.
Yep.
So his way to slow it down that he came up with on the fly is he invents...
It's a Chekhov play.
It's a Chekhov play.
With Russian names. And there's a sadness, an ineffable sadness in life weighing on the character's soul. And and I'm thinking, you know, I've never met anybody who would take that chance and make that choice. And I'll never meet anybody like him again.
He was the ballsiest comedian in the history of comedians.
He was taking that, and he was saying, like, the joke doesn't matter. Like that, you know, watching that, seeing that clip again, you're getting to see his brain.
Yeah.
He's just showing you his brain. And the notion that the joke is the thing, the joke isn't the thing.
No, it's the journey.
It's taking a stroll through this guy's brain and hearing the choices that he makes and what he has to say. And, you know, and I think that was like, kind of what, like, there was so much of like what he, you know, would say, like, well, that doesn't matter, this matters, you know, and what mattered to him was his own self-expression, was spreading his own kind of genius and his own point of view. Like, there's a clip out, he did some roast, and I remember seeing it at the time. I can't remember who it was that he was roasting, but all his jokes are things.
It was Bob Saget.
Was it Bob Saget?
Yes. And it was unbelievable.
It was, but all the jokes were things like, you know, Bob often has a lot of things on, or, you know, Bob often has things on his mind. It's when he's wearing a hat. Like, it was all these dad jokes, intentionally bombed.
Right.
And then I didn't even know this, but I remember feeling like, okay, Norm, I mean, you know, these are funny, and you're funny doing them because you can't help but be funny. But this feels a little hostile, you know. Like, why are you breaking from what this? You know, you were invited to a costume party, and you came, you know, in a tuxedo, you know, whatever. He didn't play by the rules of the thing. Turns out, the producers told him, really go for it, really get him. And Norm was like, yeah, you're going to tell me what to do. Here, I'll do this. I'll do the softest, lamest dad jokes I can come up with.
Yeah.
And it was just a fuck you to the producers. It looked weird at the time. It was funny in a way, but it still was just like, it was Norm doing what the fuck he wanted to do.
It was still hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like Norm couldn't not be funny.
Yeah.
I've had this gnawing regret this last day and a half, and it's reading all this praise for Norm, which again I believe is completely justified and will endure. And it's been a regret that he didn't get to experience this. You know, he took so much flack in his career. He took so much shit. And yes, he knew that he had fans, but I wish, you know, it's a common wish for people, but I wish he had been able to read the stuff that's being written about him. I wish he knew how beloved he is, and also how in awe comedians are of what he did and what he meant, and how you know,
how important he was to the people who are probably the most important people in the world to him.
Yeah,
you know,
and he, you know, I wish he knew that, and that's the one regret I you know, he kept his illness a complete secret from everybody. And that was his choice, and I respect that choice.
See how it's done.
But selfishly, for me, I wish I had the chance, and I wish a lot of us wish we had the chance to go in and tell him, you were a singular artist, and you've really made a huge difference, and I mean, if nothing else, I don't know of anybody that could make me laugh like that.
The smartest cat I ever knew at SNL, and a much revered figure there, is joining us for another segment. This is my former producer, longtime writer and contributor, Jim Downey. Jim, I had Norm on the show yesterday. I always thought Norm, from the first second I saw him, was just a flat-out misanthropic genius. I always gave him a wide berth as far as time schedules and that, because I just said, well, I'm going to grab Amadeus and tell him he has to be here to do busy work. You know what I mean? That isn't going to happen. So I think he's a genius. What was it like to work with him on Update?
Well, he is a genius and the most fearless performer. I mean, he likes people to laugh at his stuff. He you know, he enjoys that, but it's sort of one of like, you know, half a dozen important aspects of what he does. So that if he really loves a joke or a bit, he will happily go out there and do it, whatever the response is. And there was if you want to hear a story,
I love me a Norm story.
One time we were in the office doing Update stuff, and there'd been a news item about there was going to be a newspaper for the homeless, you know, and so we were thinking about doing some of that. So we started improvising. It was more of a scene, not something we could do on the segment, but it was like a tough kind of Perry White kind of editor going like, "You, Miller, I want 500 words on going to the bathroom in your pants. You, Immel, give me something. Give me a human interest thing on urine-stained mattress. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah. And like a lot of like photos, maybe some, you know, a little human side, you know, what are, you know, pets, that kind of thing. And so nothing came of it, and I sort of forgot we had the conversation. And then the first meeting we have after the summer, Norm comes in and goes, "Hey, Downey, remember that, you know, that thing we were talking about there with the, remember that thing with the newspaper for the homeless, you know, that thing, the homeless newspaper?" And I go, yeah. He goes, "Yeah, well, you know, I was out in L.A. and I was asked to do this benefit, you know, for the coalition to feed the homeless, or something, you know." And you know, and I'm going, no. And he goes, "Yeah, you know, I did that bit, you know." They hated it. Hated it.
All right, you tell me now. That's the Andy Kaufman part of the joke, or is he actually surprised that they hated it? That's what I can't quite figure with look.
I know.
Jimmy calls in here periodically and says that he has bought a puppet and he wants to work material out on the show. And I'll say, well, tell me about the puppet. And it's an old man puppet who's a Holocaust denier. And it's obviously just Norm sitting at home talking as Norm. He makes no pretension to a puppet voice.
I know.
And I think he's Andy. I don't know. I view a lot of Andy Kaufman in there. It's just
Well, he also would like to. One of the things that he would really enjoy just getting into a character, and then you could not get him out of it. Like he liked doing old man stuff,
yes,
like being an old geezer and complaining about aches and pains and stuff like that. And then you go, okay, Norm, now seriously, now we actually have to talk about it. He'd start doing stuff about rheumatism and things like that, and you just had to plead with him to just stop. But he was on his own kind of set of rhythms.
The speed with which he would take his sport coat off at the end of his Letterman impression always I would watch the thing just to watch, because Letterman's so ill at ease with show business, always makes this conscious show of getting rid of the sport coat at the end of the show. And when Norm picked up on that and did that as impression, God, I fell out.
You know who I learned a little bit about that was Norm. And of course, Norm's a little crazy, but Norm, a big host would come and we'd all get all hopped up, like, okay, Rosie's gonna bring in big ratings. Let's get our AP. Where's my goat? I'm gonna throw out a goat. And Norm would sit there in the pitch meeting. We'd all be dead serious. Will would throw out, I'm going to do a cheerleader.
Right.
This one and that. And Norm would be like, yeah, I got a sketch ready. You're going in your pants, and you're just walking around. And you're like, yeah, I'm the guy with the in my pants. I hate this guy, and you look at him like he was nuts, but he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, Norm knew exactly. Listen, one of the single funniest things I've ever seen in my life is when he did Letterman, how quickly he would throw the sport coat off at the end of the sketch. Nothing made me laugh harder than Norm doing Letterman. And I said to him, what's with the sport? You know how Letterman, how ill at ease he is with show business. Yeah. Norm said, that's all I had at the beginning. The essence of it was his discomfort. I said, this guy's a freaking genius.
He is a genius. He would warm up the crowd. Now, when I would warm up the crowd, I would warm it up like I was playing the garden. And I wanted to teach everyone a lesson. If I'm cut from tonight, I want you to know I should have been on.
That I was a badass.
Yeah, I'd warm up the crowd, kill. Norm would go up behind me, and he'd go, hey, Jim Brewer and these guys, he's got all these great impressions, So I said, well, I've got to learn some impressions. So, are you guys all ready? This is my newest impression of these, and I love it. Because here's Ed Sullivan. And I'm like, he's really going to do Ed Sullivan? Like, why would you? He goes, Ed Sullivan introducing the Beatles. And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Beatles. Well, I got to work on that one a little bit. I see you during the show.
He's got a little Andy Kaufman in him, Norm. He likes to frustrate, titillate a little, but then periodically he'll say something like, I feel sorry for the homeless guy's dog, because the dog's thinking, this is the longest walk I've ever been on. Norm's hosting a sports show now, Jimbo, on Comedy Central.
Oh, that's dangerous. You and I both know that can be very.
Yeah, but that is a panel I volunteer for, because I want to be in the blast site of that when that goes off, because that is going to be a. Hey, now listen, did I hear some rumble that Brother Sandler sent out Maseratis to the cast of Grown Ups? Did you reap the benefit?
First of all, let me just say one thing. Nothing's better than Nancy Pelosi Augustus reference.
Pelosi Augustus.
I'm still swooning over that one. Yeah, Stanley gave Maseratis to Spade, Schneider, Kevin James, Chris Rock, all of whom need one, by the way. Very bad. But
exactly. What'd you get?
No bitterness, but me and Norm MacDonald, yeah, we're splitting a zip car.
And you split a zip car with Norm. It's like having one of those, those Christmas trees the drivers have that smells like North Slope Sensimilla.
Yeah, this car. I don't know. They must have been smoking pot in here or something.
Norm cancels on us once every 2 weeks, and I almost enjoy it more than him showing up at this point, because he always wants me to talk to some ventriloquist puppet that he says is on the phone. A Holocaust tonight. What has happened to Norman?
And then when he sees you, he's going to go, how come you never have me on your show?
Nope.
We tried to get you on. What?
Nobody funnier, though. I mean, you got to give it to him.
Nobody funnier.
That guy, if I'm in a room with him for 10 minutes, they got to put the paddles on me, because I flat.
Now,
you're a young iconoclast, Norm. You know, the kids, they get you.
What? I was going to wear a suit, and
I don't need to. I like this whole D.B. Cooper look for you, man. This is... Now,
is he the guy that jumped out of the plane?
No. He's married to Alice Cooper. Now, the thing remember you wrote for my first talk show?
Yeah, you gave me my first job.
And I used to come in the room, and you and Drake Sather had no lights on. It was like some fucking Anton LaVey Satan cult in there, and you guys used to turn out the sickest jokes ever, and everybody was always smoking. Then I see you on Saturday Night Live during the opening credits, and one of the things I like about you is you're completely unfiltered on that show. You'll say anything, and I saw in the picture you had a cigarette in your mouth. I thought, this guy just doesn't give a shit. So I asked you to come on, I find out you pussed out on me and quit smoking. What is that all about?
No, because it's bad for you. They have these fucking things on the side. You have to read the fine print where it says, it's bad.
Now, when did you first start smoking?
I started smoking when I was a kid, like when I was, I think I was like 14, and I thought, I'll look really cool like if I start smoking, because I didn't get along with anybody. So I started smoking. Wouldn't you know it, I did look cool. All of a sudden, all these broads like me and everything. Not broads, but ladies, girls, women. And it was hard though, man, because I was guilty about it all the time I smoked, because I always thought, you know, I always knew it was bad for me, you know? Like, even though some guys will say that it's good because their uncle lived long or something and he smoked, you know, and they'll go, hey, what about, you know, that old guy, you know, Bert Mustin, what about that guy, you know? And then he just because he lived long, that doesn't mean anything, right? That's just one guy. You can't, just because Bert Mustin lived long, you're all of a sudden...
You did your master's thesis on this, didn't you? Now, did people bother you a lot when you're smoking? Were people pissed off when...
Yeah, people don't like when you smoke, you know. They're bothered. Like, I gotta admit, though, secondhand smoke is bad. Like, I don't like... When I smoked, I didn't like secondhand smoke. Yeah. You know? I like that first-hand smoke because you get to suck it right out of the cigarette, you know? And the secondhand... Any fucking thing that's already been ingested by someone is not as good, you know? You know what I mean? Like a pork sandwich is delicious, but after a digested pork sandwich, that's fucking shit. You know?
You can't fight that logic, Norman. You cannot? Do you think advertising brings kids to smoking? You know, there's a lot of fight with the Joe Camel thing. Do you think they really?
Yeah, definitely they got it. Because the thing is this, the advertisers, they got to go after kids because they're not going to get adults. Like, there's not going to be a 50-year-old guy going, hey, I should start smoking. That goddamn Camel. Look at him. They gotta get little children.
Joe Camel.
Yeah.
That's a frightening looking beast.
He looks like a cock. I read that. Yeah. I didn't make this up.
And I know you don't mind first-hand cock, but
you don't know that. Don't say that. I know how this stuff happens, man. Because a buddy of mine worked on Saturday Night Live, and he said he was a fag once, as a joke. And then he said, everybody comes up to him saying, are you a fag? Gay man, I mean?
Show about smoking. They thought you meant the British word for cigarette. All right.
Exactly. Can I bum a fag? That's what they say in England.
Where else? All right.
The thing about Joe Camel looking like a cock, Dennis.
Oh, yeah. I lost my train of thought. Thanks for bringing me back.
This is what I've noticed. He doesn't even look like a fucking camel. He looks so much like a cock. Because you know how it's usually subliminal?
Yeah.
Where you have to find the cock, right? This character, you have to find the goddamn camel.
Yeah, believe me, when you only get 2 humps out of a cock, it's not worth smoking. All right, now, line 2. We got a phone call for you. Although I can't believe they'd still be on the line after this departure. Line 2, we've got Beverly from Middletown, Ohio. Beverly?
Yeah, hi, Dennis. Hi, Norm.
Hi, you didn't know my name, I don't think.
Yes, I did. I watched Saturday Night.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
I liked it when Dennis was on it.
I watch Dennis every Friday.
Get out of here. You're great at that, man. You're great at this. You know why? Because you don't give a shit about Dennis. You know what I mean? It's like the best thing you can do. Whenever I'd go on, they'd go, what's it like following Chevy? And I like Chevy. He makes me laugh. I mean, what the fuck do I think about Chevy? I'm trying to make a living here.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
And when I see you, I know you're thinking the same thing. Like, screw Dennis. I'm killing. Okay. Anyway, go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, since nicotine is such an addictive drug, do you think someday you'll have to have a prescription to buy a pack of cigarettes?
Well, you know, they always bring up the Constitution and talk about how we should still have the right to a militia and all that. But let's face facts, this country was built on tobacco growers. So, you know, if you're going to start changing, if you're not going to change one thing because it comes from way back then, you can't change this either. There are farmers out there who make a living. Tobacco is one of the crops that got this country going. So, no, I don't think they'll ever make it illegal.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't make it illegal. I know.
I think Norm's backing me up on that. What motivated you to quit?
Well, I guess I read this thing about how it was like a phallic symbol, and my doctor went in. He said, you probably have an oral fixation, which you know what that means. Let's not kid ourselves, right? So that's why I always smoke like cigarettes instead of cigars, because if I'm gonna have I like a little white thin cock, you know?
Are we back to cocks again, huh? I go away to Ohio, Middletown, the center of the universe, to take a nice clean call, and then I space out. I'm thinking, I can't listen to Norm for a second. I gotta get a time cue here. I come back and you're talking about having a thin white cock in your
I don't have a thin white cock. In my cock, you mean?
No.
In my mouth. No, you misunderstand. What I'm saying is this. I'm just saying
don't make the mistake of thinking I fucking listen to you.
I just want to make it clear about that cock thing. I was just saying, if I ever was gay, if they like suddenly made it mandatory or something, then I would choose the smallest cock, and I would like a guy that came fast. I don't know. I thought the subject was cock.
No, cocks is next week.
I'm sorry. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. NORM MACDONALD, ladies and gentlemen.
Call me to say goodnight. Kiss me once or twice. I'll never let go of you. Fold me into your arms. Stay with me.
No, I was just thinking, because they have that Viagra thing out.
Yeah.
And the other day, Bob Dole came right out and said
he was one of the first.
Yeah. And you don't want to hear about Bob Dole's cock, I mean, President Clinton's cock, Bob Dole's cock, what the hell? But mostly, an old man like that, you don't want him to have a super hard cock. You know what I mean?
Why?
Why? Because an old man, you want him to be got a pipe going, a newspaper, the dog at his feet there.
Well, that in some corners is considered pipe.
Oh. But now they're going to have to create some goddamn pill that makes women aroused at the sight of a fucking 70-year-old dude with a super hard cock. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This Viagra. It's insane. And you know what it's for? Impotent people. All right, it's for impotent guys. So get this. I read this. The pill can make your cock hard for 4 hours.
Right.
So now, who has the 4-hour hard cock? The impotent guy. The rest of us are fucked. Me and you got our regular cocks. Meanwhile, fucking Spade is,
Oh, man. I
didn't see it.
I didn't see it coming.
Dude, I know you didn't. He brought it all around and then a vicious rip kick into his best friend's gut.
Once there's too much cock talk, I try to just zone out for a minute till it goes back the other way.
If there's too much cock talk, this guy has fevered nightmares all night. Dreams, I mean, like sweaty, fevered dreams from the cock talk that's been all over his head.
Why bury me twice? He's killing me.
No, he's a good man.
That erased it. All right.
No, he's a good man.
Who cares?
After all that, that's the whiteout he puts on.
Yeah, I know, it's awful.
After he talks about you doing chin-ups on cock for 18 minutes. No, he's a good guy.
If you're gay, he's a completely straight guy. He gets a lot of ladies. You know that about him with the ladies.
Don't say ladies.
Women, girls.
Okay, thank you. Ladies, what are we, fucking on an FM station here?
He's Don Cornelius.
But these gay guys, man, I was reading, you know about
these gay guys.
I haven't even said hi yet. All right. Tell me what it is with these gay guys.
I know, I'm already.
I just read this thing about the George
You're reading
Michael.
a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, I got a little time off. Now I read the newspaper. And this really strikes me about the gay community. I don't know if they're a community, but
It's called West Hollywood.
Yeah, they're gay, and it's, you know, George Michaels. He hangs around the bathroom. He has sex with multiple guys. This is
no way. You got to get it right. Hangs around the bathroom, and it was described as a lewd behavior, but I don't remember sex with numerous guys.
Well,
is that what you took away from it?
What does he do?
What were you, in the next stall?
I could have been just having a nice bathroom regular thing.
I don't know what lewd behavior is, but I don't know that he was in there with numerous guys. But anyway, go ahead. We get the gist of it.
This is definitely a gay thing, because this is a pop superstar. You know what I mean? You're not going to walk into a bathroom and all of a sudden Farrah Fawcett's like, you know? You're not going to...
What? I love it.
What I'm saying is, why would a famous
what was she doing? Some sort of cervical belt sander thing, or what was that? Oh, Christ, what are you, Linda Blair?
They do. That's what they do. Right?
That's what ladies that I know do.
Good to know that primetime exposure is paying dividends there.
But I think that's what it is. It's that the gay, that's why they have separate bathrooms. Let's face it. If they had women and, women, as you call them, I call them ladies. If you had them in the same bathroom, like you go in the bathroom to do your business, see a man about a dog there, and you're in the bathroom. You're in the bathroom. All of a sudden, a beautiful lady comes out. Oh, here's my vagina and breasts. You're going to be hanging out at that bathroom a lot. So I don't blame anybody for anything.
Can you believe Olmeyer didn't get him?
We're all the same, man.
Have you ever met Olmeyer since then?
Don Olmeyer I met once, after he fired me.
Yeah.
Then I went and visited him in his office, which it wasn't an office I've never seen. It was like a wet bar and a bunch of weird sports trophies. He's a big sports guy,
Yeah.
So he explained it to me what happened, but he did it all with sports stuff, like you said, man, you see, you're the number 3 hitter, but now you're going to be number 8. And then later on, Ken Griffey will show up. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then I said, well, Christ, man, what the hell am I supposed to do? And he goes, I don't know, just walk it off, And
I'll put it in sports terms why you got fired. You were fucking with OJ too much. That's exactly why you were fired, man.
Well, I don't know.
That's his buddy.
Yeah, it's his buddy.
Yeah, well, that's why you got canned.
OJ's a good guy. I mean, he's not...
We got to end on that, Normie, but there's what they'll remember you by. OJ's a good guy.
Man,
Thanks for coming on. Norm MacDonald and David Spade. Stick around.
Okay,
And finally, next Thursday, Americans everywhere will celebrate the holiday of Thanksgiving, or as turkeys refer to it, Murder Day.
I got a list of things that I'm thankful for. Every year I make them on the day before Thanksgiving.
Right.
So I can make a little speech,
Right.
And I like if if you'll have me to read my list.
Yeah, I'm going to not even interrupt you. You take your time.
Well, firstly, I'm thankful for the fine ladies who live across this country and leave pies on their windowsills, so an old chunk of coal like me might have a meal from time to time. I'm thankful for all of my 5 children, especially the one that I like. I'm thankful for the simple things in life, like bread. Although I've never tried it myself, I hear it's quite good. I'm very thankful for the brave man who pulled me from a burning building last April and unfortunately perished in the process. I'll never forget him, you know. I don't remember his name, but I think he had a mustache.
Oh, Jesus, Lord.
Of course, I'm thankful for being able to do stand-up comedy for a living, you know. There's nothing more gratifying than to step on a stage before a quiet crowd and with my comedy slowly turn them into an unruly mob. I'm thankful for women, the greatest creatures on earth, because without women, Dennis, there would be no cookies.
I'm thankful for women.
Oh, there you go.
The greatest creatures on earth.
That's all right. We'll get behind that one.
I think women are more intelligent than men. Also, Conan, without women, there would be no cookies.
I'm glad that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Margot Hemingway.
Hey, I'm thankful that this year the police finally solved the baffling murder of Bob Hope. No, the Burbank police and the LA... and finally... and this is on a serious note.
The baffling murder of Bob Hope was so...
And finally, what I'm most thankful for, of course, is serious note, is friends. Yes, friends. Especially that one where Joey buys Chandler a duck. That's the one I like the best.
Norm, I don't even think we punctuate that. I think it is such a beautiful list that we appreciate you calling in. We are thankful for your continued patronage here, and you have a good time in Hawaii. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend.
Yeah, give my love to your family, buddy.
What I'm most thankful for, honest to God, is friends.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes, Conan, friends. Especially the one where Joey buys Chandler a duck.
All right, yeah. What the hell was that all about?
Baby, won't you come by? Everything's better with you by my side. A movie and dinner tonight. Pour a couple drinks and yeah, we're feeling fine.
If you could boil your Wikipedia entry down to a one-sentence bio, what would it be?
He was. That has a subject and a predicate.
Please send help. Please send help. I don't feel like I belong here. I belong here, no. Wish I could change myself. Change myself. It can get so strong.
You're dead. The hell I am, they'll see. I'd heard this kind of talk before. How I'm finished. Through. Obsolete, passé, yesterday's news. A has-been, a fossil. Well, I'll have you know, I'm just as relevant today as I was 25 years ago. No, my agent laughs through the phone like it's the greatest joke in the world. Check your Wikipedia page. You're dead, all right.
When I was a kid, I'd do impressions because Rich Little did impressions. And I would do impressions of him doing impressions. I wouldn't know who the guy was. It'd be like Jimmy Cagney or something. I'd never heard of him, but me and my buddies would, do Jimmy Cagney.
An American, you say?
Well, I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy. Yankee Doodle, do or die. You can't get any more American than that.
So, but no, sometimes people do yell that stuff out, though. They'll go like Bob Dole, you know, like I'm going to do some guy that's, you know, hasn't been around in 8 years. So,
well, no, it's good to know that it was the brilliance of Rich Little that led to dirty work in the end. I'm glad that I can draw the line from point A to point B.
well, Rich Little has this really funny thing. If you want to see something funny, I mean funny in a bad way, it's he did A Christmas Carol, Dickens' A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And he plays every character in it.
Rich Little's A Christmas Carol, starring Rich Little as W.C. Fields, Paul Lynde, Richard Nixon, Edith Bunker, John Wayne, and many, many more.
And I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it was so funny. So he's like, and it's just anyone he could do, you know? So they're not even guys from the right time frame that lived at the same time. So it'll be like Tiny Tim is Paul Lynde, you know, and Marley is Nixon and stuff, you know. So it's like he's like it's like a horrible Nixon impression he does, and
They'll never let me forget about those 18 and a half. And the third, when the last stroke has ceased to vibrate. Look to see me no more.
And so, you know, it's like Tiny Tim. Go and get me a goose. And it's like, okay, I will, you know. Forget it.
I
But
think
you guys have the capacity with your computers to find that kind of stuff.
I think it's on Twitter.
Yeah, you should try to Twitter that.
I think that's something. I think you could do that. I mean, that would be. I think you should remake the Rich Little Christmas Carol.
That would be kind of cool, actually.
It'll go viral. Like you could do it with, but just all Burt Reynolds and David Letterman as Scrooge.
And finally, back again, Burt Reynolds in a commanding lead with $14.
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, that's right. Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name.
Great.
All right. Welcome back to the big show. Let me just get rid of this doll of steak. So, Paul is working out today. You know what health club I work out there, don't you, Paul?
No, which one?
Work out at Crunch.
Well, you gained
weight. Gained a lot of weight, so did you.
I gained 45 pounds.
I was going to say something, actually.
Why?
Well, I thought you'd been gaining some weight.
Yeah, I gained 45 pounds.
Are you okay? Yeah, what's going on?
I'm doing it for a movie.
For what role? What's the role?
What are you playing, Jackie Gleason? What do you mean?
It's not a particular movie. I just think they always need a fat guy in a movie.
You're doing hard.
You're paying it forward, yeah.
Hey, listen, have you noticed my enormous weight gain? I've gained 45 pounds. You know why I started to gain the weight, I told you.
I don't remember.
I'm up 45 pounds, and it was for a role in a movie.
That's right, it was.
Anyways, whatever.
What was the role for again?
It wasn't a particular role, but I figured they always need a big fat guy in a movie. Turns out they don't. They have plenty of fat guys that are much more experienced at acting and at being a fat guy than I am.
I thought we were going to be doing a bit where you're like a
Jerry Lewis?
Jiminy Glick character.
Yeah, no, I'm fat.
What happened?
Fried chicken and gravy. Let me tell you something. I thought it was funny.
Your heart could...
I thought gaining a lot of weight would be funny. And also, well, I started out, I was doing it for a role, Andy.
Right.
I'm serious.
No.
I'm serious. I was doing
What
it for
role?
a role. Well, there wasn't a specific role, but people are always looking for a fat guy. I'm telling you, my manager, my landlord rather, he managed to get rid of 230 pounds of ugly fat. He evicted me.
What?
Here, read this.
I thought you.
No, read this.
I want to read that one again.
Here, read that.
Sure, we all know about Norm's astonishing weight gain, but I think it's become a bit wearisome. So let's agree to stop having fun at his expense.
Say what you want about how huge and fat my head has gotten, but who'll forget it.
Try iron.
You know, my clothes, Larry, make me look slimmer, but they did not fool that flight of stairs that collapsed under my astonishing new girth. Papa, what do you call that? Papa John's?
Oh, okay.
A Papa John's delivery man has been arrested for allegedly selling more than $40,000 in cocaine hidden in pizza boxes.
Jesus.
To undercover police officers. This raises an important question. Where is all that pizza that was supposed to go in those boxes? Can I have them to eat? I'm a big fat guy. Well, I'm fat. I'm so fat when I get my shoe shined, I have to take the boot black's word for it.
You haven't seen your penis in 3 weeks. I'm keeping it clean.
Jesus Christ.
Well, is that what fat people say?
My penis? This is where most of my weight goes. Straight to whatever the fuck this is. I'm going to find a really good joke. You guys talk, and I'll find a good joke.
So, Adam, is it hard to not drink?
You know you've gained too much weight, by the way, when your chair guy refuses to work with you anymore. But go ahead. When you had your heart attack, you weighed 195. Now you probably weigh about 175.
161.
161. And what are you, 5'10"?
5'10 and a half.
161. So you're probably no body fat.
Oh, I have a little bit in the rim here.
Yeah, I got more than that.
My legs, my
goddamn
arms
jowls.
are thin. My arms are thin. I used to have jowls. I don't have jowls.
I have more chins than
How
that.
old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I say I'll be 50 in October. I'm going to lose it though.
Yeah, it's the heaviest I've ever seen.
And since I've gained it, I sweat like a
Yeah, you sweat
like a whore in church. I don't mean to be
what?
I don't mean to be filthy, but
a whore in church.
Yeah, she's nervous, so she sweats
You're
because
sweating like a Chris Dorner in a Big Bear cabin.
Okay, come on.
Well, I'm just
That's racist.
A little bit of
My
a
only chance of
drinking
losing
belly.
15 pounds is if I went to a British casino.
On my YouTube page is a thing that says Mark Norman on Norm MacDonald. It's like 30 minutes of somebody compiled me blowing Norm and just made it a video. So that's where if you wanna hear me talk about him, it's there. And just watch. There's a great channel.
I saw he retweeted one of your jokes not so long ago.
I reposted it on Instagram. It meant the world to me. Yeah, he has a YouTube page called I'm Not Norm, and whoever made it is like some super fan, and it's so well done, and it's got all the best shit. So check that out. I'm Not Norm.
You know, there's a videotape which will really sum up Norm that you can find on YouTube, where it's Norm shits on his producer, and some lunatic compiled all the times Norm has said crazy things about me. But one of the clips I was watching yesterday, and I can be filthy on your show, right, Adam?
Go ahead.
He said that my wife Diane demanded that I spit in her face during sex, and would imagine she was blowing a large African-American man. He told Gilbert Gottfried this on the show.
I have visions of your name side by side on a wedding cake. You, Shelley, will be with Norm for the rest of your life.
I'm not Norm.
You're not?
Well, maybe I'm not the norm. I'm not camera friendly. I don't wear clothes that fit me.
I'm not Norm MacDonald. I don't even know who Norm MacDonald is. I'm Kevin Nealon, and that's news to me.
seeing the colors fade.
So he'd invite me over to SNL once in a while to play poker on off nights, on Monday nights or something. And to watch him play poker while watching Monday Night Football and a baseball game, like he was a gambler.
Right.
And I guess somehow one time I found myself on a tape night on a live SNL. I'm in the hallway with a bunch of pages, writers, basically plus ones. Rosie O'Donnell was the host of the show that week, a guest host, and height of her fame with Penny Marshall. They were like this famous team, and they'd done a big movie together. And Penny by now is like a big movie director. And I'm in that hallway, where the pages are, where the desk is, and everybody kind of congregates in that area. It's crowded. It's 10 minutes to showtime. Penny Marshall, at the height of her movie director swag, is walking through the hallway with her head down, sunglasses on, baseball hat, doesn't want to be bothered. Treating all these basically writers and NBC employees and me and Norm as big timing us, pretending we're just looky-loos out on the street. And Norm starts going, starts pointing at her and screaming, "Laverne! Laverne! Laverne!" A month later, I think he was fired for telling OJ jokes. But it really shows that he just wanted to tell the best. Laverne! 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 And she didn't look up. She never knew it was Norm. She was just gone.
Oh my gosh.
And of course, the whole hallway's falling down. Like,
I wonder if he's doing it now. Up there. Up there. She's up there too. Wow, that was a great story.
You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hudson, Pepper, Corporation. Give us any chance, we'll take it.
We all love Norm, and at this OJ situation on Update, that people have asked me, was Norm leaving? Was it a direct result? Because I think you were writing for Update with him, right?
He was kind of the producer and co-writer with Norm.
Yeah, you guys were like locked in a room doing it. That was all you guys.
Yeah, Norm on Update was one of my successful projects at the show. Was one that it was entirely he was my candidate in a very crowded field, because the network had determined that they were not going to give Kevin another chance. I personally thought Kevin Nealon had been doing Update from the time Dennis left. And I personally, Neil Nisi Bonham about, the dead, but Herb Sargent was not doing Kevin any favors the way he was running Update. And it was hard to sort of to get help to Kevin, because
it had to go through Herb.
It had to go through Herb, and Herb was sort of like ran interference and wouldn't notes get through and everything. So
he didn't love my Update pieces either.
I felt like the second week I met Norm that he would be a perfect guy if Kevin, left the show or anything. And so when the network announced, it was Ohlmeyer going, no, Nealon's out. He's dead. He's gone. Forget about it. Not happening. So that started this thing where there were several different candidates, but Norm was my guy. And it's sort of, he wasn't initially the favorite, but he sort of survived. And so as far as the OJ stuff is concerned, that, if you remember, the murders by persons as yet unknown happened in June of 1994, which is when we were having this meeting out in LA, which, by the way, ended. I was summoned out for the first time to have a a notes meeting with as head writer / producer of the show, and Lauren and I were out there at the NBC headquarters, and it was Don Ohlmeyer and Rick Ludwin and Warren Littlefield. I think Bernie Brillstein was in the meeting. I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
And
Talent
so they
manager.
were, and Ohlmeyer, they were very unhappy with the show because the ratings had dropped. And I thought we were on like a sugar high the year before that in 92, 93 from the Wayne's World movie, that sort
And we
of
had the
bound to come down.
political
Yeah, we had the
campaign.
debates and stuff. And so the ratings dropped, albeit to a rating number that they would die for
Kill for
today.
it. Yeah.
But anyway, so they were giving us their notes on what they didn't like and everything. And I had gone there. My marriage was falling apart because of the time at the show and stuff. And so I was sort of feeling like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So my attitude was, I'm not going to do anything to save my job. I'm not going to beg or plead or agree to I'm going to just tell them what I think. And if they don't like it, it's just as 6 of 1 to me if I get fired or not. And in the end, that sort of backfired because I heard later, like, Ohlmeyer was impressed by your moxie. He did, which is not the intention. But anyway, so they were talking about update, and they just said, and Kevin had to go. I would never have I love Kevin. I still love him.
He's
he was
unreal.
one of our. He was a great favorite with the writers. Yeah,
And you could have helped Kevin.
I could have. I thought if they had been willing to keep Kevin but get rid of Herb, I think that we could have turned that thing around. But anyway, that was not the option available. So anyway, but the meeting ended only because visiting hours were starting at LA County, and Ohlmeyer had to go visit OJ.
Wow.
That's why that meeting ended finally, mercifully. And so then when the fall came, there's a whole other story with how Norm came to be the guy, but Norm is doing update. And I told him at the beginning, I said, look, I don't mean anything, nothing about her, but attempts have been made in the past to help people doing update, and that Herb blocked all efforts because he got, was threatened and territorial and everything. And so I told Norm, like, look, we're not going to fuck around. We're not going to let Herb do to you what he did to Kevin. And so you can have your Herb meeting, but you got to have a later one with me, because I'm not fucking around this time. It's too important. And Norm said, yeah, that sounds great. So what happened is, we first of all opened the piece up for the first time to lots and lots of writers. So you suddenly got a lot more writers contributing. Yeah. And then we would just overrule decisions that Herb made I never even had a conversation with Herb about it. So to answer your original question, the way Norm came to be fired was we just did the OJ jokes because they were funny. It wasn't, none of us had a hard on for OJ or anything, but it was.
He was in the news every fucking day too. Like you can't avoid it.
Yeah. And so luckily the timing couldn't have been better. The trial opened just before we went on the air. And then the very next year, the fall of 95, the openings, the week of the first show, the verdict came back. And so, but anyway, he just, every week I would hear occasionally from Lauren, and I knew it was Ohlmeyer calling him to complain, but it was Lauren would go like, how is it that you and Norm seem to be the only people absolutely convinced of OJ's guilt? And I would go like, Lauren, come on. I think it's hurting us with black audience. And I said, first of all, we have no black audience.
The glove was very
small. Second, I think it could only help us because black people know that OJ did it. Come on. And so anyway, finally, we did the first season of Update, which was 94, 95. That was the trial. The second season, 95, 96 of Norm's Update, that was the aftermath of the trial and the civil trial, right? And then we threw in the 96, 97, the third season, just for shits and grins. We continued to do it. So we did, I'm sure we did an OJ joke, at least one OJ joke every
show, yeah.
From 94, 95, and 96. And then finally, the fall of 97, that was Norm's fourth season and the season we were fired. Fall 97.
Package deal.
There was nothing to do. There was nothing to do about OJ. It would have felt like
you feel it's overkill.
Well, no, that part
that's
we
Lauren.
liked. We liked the overkill. We always said,
of course.
In fact, I heard this quote much later, but I wish I'd known it. Joseph Stalin, someone comedy people don't normally quote, but Joseph Stalin said, "Quantity has a quality all its own."
That was like the David Hasselhoff jokes too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we love, and let me just finish. So we opened that season, the fall 97, right? Spring 98. We didn't do any OJ jokes. We didn't do any OJ jokes for the first 8 shows.
Wow.
And then the Christmas, it was a long stretch of it was like the bombardment has stopped. And then suddenly I think they stopped. They have stopped. It's peace in the valley. And then on the 8th show, we did 2 OJ jokes because there was the one thing about Latrell Sprewell. Remember, he was playing for the Knicks and he went nuts in a practice.
He choked the coach.
Choked PJ Carlissimo.
Oh, choked. Yeah.
So we did a joke about Johnny, and he hired Johnny Cochran as his attorney. And so we did a joke about it, and Cochran has vowed to find the real choker. And then there was OJ. If you remember this one, OJ was in a restaurant in Brentwood, and his presence was bothering some of the other patrons. So the manager of the restaurant said, Mr. Simpson, some of our customers have they're concerned, and we were wondering if you wouldn't mind leaving. And so OJ sued the restaurant, but got something like $300, like a free dinner or something. So we did. Our joke was, in addition, the restaurant must now set up individual or separate murderer and non-murderer sections.
I know.
And so.
Well, this week, after a Los Angeles restaurant refused to seat him, O.J. Simpson demanded and got $500 in compensation. In addition, the restaurant must now offer separate murderer and non-murderer sections.
OJ. So anyway, so we did that. That was the Saturday show. A couple of days later, I'm in New Canaan visiting my little son. And the first thing I see is the sound was off on the TV, and he's sitting in his high chair, and he was like, 2 years old, I guess. And so he looks up at the thing, and there's Chris Farley. But with the sound off, he didn't know exactly what it was. He starts laughing hysterically just at the sight of Chris Farley. And then the phone rings, and it's Mike Shoemaker from the show, who's a producer at the show. And he says, a couple things. Chris Farley's dead, and you and Norm were fired.
Whoa.
And so apparently, and later, guess what? It was like 3 years later, Norm told me, and he had never said this to me, because if our positions were reversed, I would have said it right away. He said, they told me like it wasn't, that they were only firing you, that I was welcome to stay. And I said, I won't do it without Downey. And so they said, okay, motherfucker, be our guest. So that's how Norm came to be fired. He went out of solidarity with me. So,
well, I think it's probably smart because you made it. You guys together were really good. It probably would have.
He would have been.
He's
fine
great,
without
but
me,
you're great, right?
Dirty Work. To my listeners, I challenge you guys to go watch the movie Dirty Work. Dirty Work is pound for pound, one of the funniest movies you will ever fucking see. When I tell you, Norm, listen, when I tell you the humor in Dirty Work was so amazing to me. The this world of comedy, this like the not over the top, the conversation side of comedy, where it's about the words, it's about what we're saying. Dirty Work perfected that. Dirty Work.
You're wonderful, man. That was
that.
You want to be in the sequel? We're making it.
Oh my God! I do a cameo all day.
Okay.
I do a fucking cameo all day, man. I'm gonna give you the funniest scene for you. One of the funniest moments in Dirty Work. So in Dirty Work, there's a scene where they're about to have like the fight. It's like the bar fight.
Right.
And he's at the jukebox. He's like, oh, we got to put on some bar fighting music.
That's the beautiful Chris Farley.
Chris Farley. And he puts on If You Like Pina Coladas. and then they start the fight. It's just not the right choice of music for a fight. Clearly the comedy choice there. But when I tell you, there's so many moments like that. There's so many moments that in that movie.
That's the greatness of Norm Macdonald. It's like, I guess you'd look at it like the old Jack Benny movies. There's something where someone just stands there and shit goes on all around him. And he goes, hey, what's wrong with that dude? You know? Or, hey, homeless guy, here's your $2.
Yes. You know, yes, he addresses it.
He talks at people with the title of what they would be. Good evening, ladies of the evening. You know,
yes, yes, he's fucking brilliant, man. How did Dirty Works come about?
Dirty Work was a script that Norm wrote with Frank Sebastiano, who wrote the original draft, and Fred Wolf.
Mm-hmm. He was a co-writer. My buddy Frank and Fred. Frank Sebastiano and Fred Wolf.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good. Yeah.
I always say to Fred Wolf, he lives in Hollywood, and I say to him, you must be pretty comfortable out there in Hollywood, Fred Wolf, because there's a lot of wolves out there. You know, a Hollywood wolf?
Yeah, oh sure, yeah.
Skirt chaser.
A skirt chaser, that's right. And you know what?
I'm the first comedian Norm ever saw in Ottawa, Canada when he was 17 and I was 22.
Wow.
Bob was the first comedian that I ever saw perform when I was a boy, live, and I loved him.
I still don't know how he's younger than me, but that's the story. He's sticking to it. And
he's sticking to it. He's not letting it go.
No, I think he is younger. And so I don't know. We had a closeness. We just had a thing. And he thought I was the right guy to direct it.
You know who directed the movie? Of course you know. You were in it. Bob TV blooper Bob Saget. Bob TV blooper Saget.
Yeah, he directed it.
Yeah. Can he direct?
No, not at all.
Was it just a lot of people getting hit with a rake and stuff? Just bang! A lot of people falling down at weddings and that kind of thing?
It was very comfortable with him as a director, though, because like he would give me like acting notes. He'd go, I think you should do it this way. And then I'd go, I've seen you on that Full House. What are you talking about?
So you hired him to direct the movie so you'd have somebody to push around? Is that what it
No, he actually is very, very funny.
Yeah, he's a nice...
The weekend it opened was the last 2 days that Michael Jordan played for the Bulls.
Oh my God.
That was like, okay, that's our audience, the 16-year-old kids that watch Norm on Saturday Night Live. But since then, I mean, the praise you just gave it is beautiful, man. And I'm gonna hate for the cameo. I'll come to your house to film it.
Listen, I'm dead ass. I mean it when I say truly one of my favorite movies of all time, man.
New songs on the radio sounding fake. Prince and Genesis were better anyway.
So if I had to say 5, I hate lists and stuff. I'll say 3 and then leave 2 spots open. But I would say Brian Regan, he's my favorite comedian alive. Kevin Hart, I would say Colin Quinn, and then I'd leave 2 spots open.
And lastly, Weekend Update has been part of SNL for 46 seasons. And here I'd like to pay tribute to one of the best we ever had, Norm MacDonald. Thank you.
Are you planning any tribute to Norm MacDonald? And can you tell us about how much he's impacted you and the staff and everything, just his legacy?
I think he meant the world to the people there. I can tell you from just the number of people I've heard from, the number of people that have gone and talked about Norm. All of us had, when you work with somebody for that many years and they make you laugh and you're aware of who they are as a person and as a friend, I think Norm was one of the funniest people I've ever known, and because he's Canadian, I put him right there up in the top 5.
Say this is an award for late night comedy. No one was funnier in the last 20 years than Norm MacDonald on late night comedy. So if you have any time in the next week, do what I did and just spend time YouTubing clips of Norm and Conan, because it just doesn't get better than that. Thanks so much.
A clip we found on the internet where some 17-year-olds, I think, spotted you on a plane, Norm MacDonald, our hero, and they send you a note on a barf bag. Here's the flight attendant supposedly giving you the note.
Have you ever seen this?
Have you seen this?
No.
Is this you? Does this seem to be you?
That's me. What? Where's this? What?
This was on a plane.
1 hour later. That's bizarre.
And then these kids were told it's probably not a good idea in this day and age on an airplane to send notes on barf bags.
Oh, I remember this, Brian. Where's Brian? I remember somebody. Yeah. I remember this. Yeah, because they sent me someone came to me, a stewardess, and said, "Do you know this person? And what's this note mean?" Because I know they had sent a note because I played Death on Family Guy. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and they sent me a note saying, "Hey, it's good to have Death on the plane or something."
Oh.
Oh no! Not the thing you want to write.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they got in trouble. So yeah, that must be what that is.
Yeah, I went on the airplane, and I'm getting recognized now,
That's great.
Not as much as a real famous guy, but like halfway between like a real famous guy and a guy that's not famous at all.
Yeah, that would make sense. Sure.
So, when I was flying in, a weird thing happened. Like, I sat down on the plane. You know how they get you to sit beside a stranger, another guy, Right. So I'm sitting beside this guy, and the guy goes, "Hey, man, I really like you on the show on Saturday Night Live, Bob." He calls me Bob. And so I go, "Hey, thanks a lot, And he goes, "Yeah, I like when you do Dole, Bob, And I go, "Thanks, And I figure, what the hell, Bob? That's a name like any other.
Good name, funny.
Yeah, it's all right. So I go, I'll just go along with the guy. So he keeps calling me Bob and everything. And then this other character, later on in the flight, about 2 hours into the flight, he comes out of the bathroom, He was in the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
So he comes out, and he's walking down. Suddenly he sees me, he recognizes me. And he goes, "Hey," "you're that guy from Saturday Night Live, right?" And I go, yeah. And he goes, "What's your name? What's your name?" And I go, "It's Bob. My name is Bob." Right? So then the guy goes, yeah, Bob. He goes, "Bob what? What's your last name?" So then I was going to say McDonald, Bob McDonald. Then I thought maybe it'll trigger something in the guy's mind, and he'll remember my actual name. Right. Maybe by saying Bob McDonald, he'll go, "No, it's Norm MacDonald." Right?
Yeah, sure.
Then the other guy will go, "What? What? I thought you were Bob." Right? So I'm thinking quick, this is all going on in my head quick.
Snap, yeah.
So I immediately realized I can't say McDonald, so I'm trying to think of another name. I have to say, you can't wait like 5 minutes, right. You can't ponder it. Go, "What's my last name?" Wow. That's an interesting question. You have to immediately say something. So I said, "Bob Kendall." Like that? Because I used to have a teacher, Mr. Kendall.
Right. Oh, very clever. Yeah. Very clever.
So I said, "Bob Kendall." So then the guy goes, "Yeah, Bob Kendall." Yeah, Bob Kendall. Made like a face like that.
One minute we hug, next minute we barely even hold conversations fine with me. I was born a savage, I can take the damage. Anything I do.
I hung out with him twice accidentally on 2 separate occasions.
The
we were
airplane.
on planes. I told you about it, right?
I heard they are the one of them,
It
and
happened
he the
twice.
smoking.
Yeah,
That's
the smoking
hilarious.
As soon as he landed, he was talking about how great it was to quit smoking. As soon as he landed, he ran into the gift shop and bought cigarettes and was lighting them before he was on his way out the door. I go, I thought you quit. He goes, I did. Talking about it. I wanted to smoke.
Yeah, he just does what he wants.
But
it feels
randomly, on 2 occasions, I just was sitting next to him on a plane.
Anthony Jeselnik, are you going to be live tweeting Last Comic Standing Wednesday at 10 p.m.? You have to now.
Oh, I do. I think I keep thinking that NBC is going to tell me to stop, and they won't.
Is that an assumption that you're just not going to be asked back?
Because they're like, oh, we love you, you did a great job, but they just had to cut so much of my stuff that I don't know if I would. If I could maybe go back, but I would just be smarter about it. I would just know. Like, my biggest interest was just riffing with Norm. So I wish I hadn't written so many jokes that they were just going to cut all of them and just been kind of loose and screwed around more.
Yeah, it's all for time. It's really amazing. Anytime you record anything for television, you record 2 hours for a half hour, and it all just winds up.
Oh, these were like 5-hour tapings. 100 comics, and most of them you don't even see. There are people who get past the first round who they cut out entirely, just for time. Like, it's weird how they have to do it. I just assumed that they would ignore all the comics and be like, we've got this great show with Anthony and Norm, like, getting into fights. Let's show that. Nah,
spin-off.
I thought that would have been amazing. But
I think America thinks that would be amazing too.
I see tweets like that like, you guys should have like a sitcom together.
I don't know how he didn't get one of those desks. Ferguson, Letterman. Like, how did Norm Macdonald not wind up behind one?
He almost like followed Conan. I think at one point they weren't going to have him do an after show after Conan. Wow. I run into Norm. We're doing press like to promote the show. We're doing Larry King together. And Norm and I love Norm, but we kind of fought for the first couple episodes. Like, it was uncomfortable, and then we figured out how to work together. And
what are you fighting about?
Just like who's going to be the funny one? It's just 2 alpha males. You know, where he would make a joke and the audience would get mad at him. So I would make fun of him to get the crowd back, and he doesn't appreciate that. So we're like figuring it out.
If I go to the ATM machine at night and it's like a white lady getting money out her account, I won't get out my car.
When you were at the ATM machine, you were no longer a black guy. You were a human being.
That was great. Almost racist, but then you got it right under the bar, Norm. That's why I love you. Keep it going for DC Urban, everybody. Great job, DC.
And so we're backstage at Larry King, and he's like, I don't know how to promote this thing. I don't know what to talk about. So we want to talk about these comics, and I go, no, let's do this. Let's say that we had this horrible rivalry, and that we hate each other, and just talk trash about like things we would do to each other backstage, and like all these different how much we hate each other. He goes, that's great. Let's do that. That's really funny. And I'm like, all right, great. So I go around for weeks. And I'm just throwing Norm under the bus, talking about how much I hated him and what an awful person he is. And Norm has completely forgotten that we've made this deal. Norm is just talking about how nice I am and how funny I am everywhere we go. And he still hasn't brought it up to me, but I can't think he's happy. I can't think he's happy that I'm just...
Regarding Norm, both of you guys have definitely different styles, but both of you, I think, have a real cerebral approach to your craft. And I'm just wondering, from you coming up, what did you learn from a colleague like Norm Macdonald?
He wasn't my colleague until just recently, so coming up I couldn't really learn anything from him, but I learned from watching him on SNL when he was on Weekend Update of just that, believe in your joke. And if the audience doesn't get it, you still need to believe in it. Like, not every joke has to hit. You don't want to be a crowd pleaser. You want to be a great comedian. And Norm seemed to always be going that way. So I always looked up to him, always loved him, which is why meeting him and getting to work with him was such a huge disappointment. I don't regret doing it. But like now when that I'm watching it, I'm furious. And they don't seem to mind that I'm furious in like a funny way. Like, I'm still promoting the show by going and like slamming it and talking about how great I am and how much better I am than everybody else on the show. They really don't care. Like, I don't know if you've seen my Twitter, but like I live tweet the show and they're borderline war crimes what I'm doing. Like,
I will now. Wednesday, 10 p.m. We're all going to be following Anthony Jeselnik on Twitter as he live tweets Last Comic Standing. And then, of course, Norm being at the end chair. That's just manna from heaven. Like, thank you, God.
Sure,
that I
but
get to watch Norm
that was
Macdonald.
like why I took the gig was to work with Norm. I was like, oh, that's amazing. When am I going to chance like this again? Let me do this. And the way he was in the taping is so much better than the way they edit that it kills me. Like,
why? Because I think he's really good on the show.
He's
really
good on the show.
Constructive advice.
He's good, but it was fascinating to see him like unfiltered, especially when they took out all the bad comics. Some of the funniest stuff on that show is when a bad comic comes up and the judges trash them. I'm trashing them. Like, that was really fun, and that's all gone. They didn't want to embarrass anyone. So it's like the one reality show where they don't want the drama. And Norm was like borderline a monster to people. Like, he would say things that would kill me, that I would be like on the floor dying laughing. Like, I would have to take time. One of my favorites was he told this one girl, he said, he just like, and she did fine. Like, the other two judges really liked her. And this is what would happen was, like, the other two judges would like the person, the crowd liked the person, and then Norm would just be like, I think you suck. And it would be like, everyone's like, I can't believe you're saying this, and I can't believe you're so against the other two judges. But so this girl, he says, she's done fine, the other judges like her. Norm says, I thought that was horrible. I think you're one of the worst people I've seen in this whole competition. And I'm like dying laughing. And then he goes, I think that you are incapable of writing a joke. And she goes, oh, well, I'll work on that. She's trying to be nice. She's like, okay, thank you. I'll work on that. And he goes, no, don't work on it. I said you are incapable. And that was the most like crushing thing he could have said to someone. I can't think he's happy that I've just
But what
been
happened
like
that night on Larry
slamming him.
King?
We weren't on together. We
You
weren't on
were
together.
not on-
No.
Oh, it sounded like you guys were going to go.
It was like I went on first and then he went on second. So I went on and like
And he
kind of
loves
trashed
Larry
him.
King. He did it when I
Loves
was
him.
on SNL.
Oh yeah.
My money,
The
pizza,
best.
the best vegetable. Hello.
He said his favorite Larry King story, and I still think this is hilarious, is someone's talking to Larry King, and Larry's like, you lost your son, right? And he goes, yeah, I lost a child. And Larry King just goes, Paul Newman says you never get over it. Like, that's the only way he could relate to someone who lost a child, was what Paul Newman said once. Like, the guy's just completely out of his mind.
This is what I heard Larry King say to a guy once. The guy had lost his child. Oh, no. And Larry King goes, Paul Newman told me, you never get over it. It's like some unfeeling psychotic.
We're back with our remaining moments on Larry King Live. We bring two of the great talents, both formerly of Saturday Night Live, with us. David Spade is in Los Angeles. Norm Macdonald is here in New York. And now,
hello, Norm.
Say hello to him.
Hi, David. David and I apparently are having some kind of feud. He left this message on my machine.
So what is this?
What is
David?
that?
I
Did you
don't
not
know.
want to appear with him tonight?
Norm,
Come on, David. Tell us.
I wouldn't pay $300 to have my hair blow dry to be treated like this.
No, your hair is great. I was
Do you feel, David, that the star spotlight has been taken away by you, by McDonald tonight?
No, I don't mind. It should be.
Oh, you...
Norm's my buddy. Norm's one of the best guys out there. I've been watching this whole show, laughing my head off. I don't think Larry knows that Norm's a little kooky. And he's got some funny stuff to say.
What do you make of that? He's accusing you of not having all the marbles.
Good Lord.
Are you shocked?
Not having all the marbles? I'll tell you something about marbles. I haven't seen a kid play marbles for years.
China Syndrome is a great rental.
He's doing my column now. Okay.
Of all the colors, blue is my favorite.
Stop that.
Where is John Stamos?
When do you two go to work together? Why don't you do a movie together?
We'd love to. We've been trying to for a long time, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Norm's
Norm's one of the few super funny guys out there that I'm trying to keep up with. He's a blast, and whatever
is.
show gets him next will be in great shape.
Well, David, do you think he's going to do a weekend update on the new Howard Stern show?
It seemed like that's what you told him. So
It seems like that to me. I don't know why he's in some sort of denial over this.
Norm's a little tricky, but he's in demand, so I think they'll have him if he wants to do it. And
Maybe Meet the Press will ask you to do it, and he'll come back then.
Meet the Press would be great. Tim Russert, right?
Yeah, you and Tim.
Me and Tim would be a great...
Both of laughs.
You guys lost me.
He doesn't know who Tim Russert
You're
is.
thinking about Tim Russert.
He only knows supermodels.
I get blank stares.
Yeah,
Hey, listen, Larry, you live next to me in Beverly Hills now. You knew Clampett. You're right next to me.
Clampett.
I just heard you're going to come by
Don't
my...
give the address.
We're gonna. I know where you are. You're by Nate and Al's. My house has a water wiggle out front, and you're gonna have to come by and hang out with me.
What is that? What's a water wiggle? That's his thing for a supermodel.
What an idiot! You're gonna be part of Neighborhood Watch with me, and you're gonna hold up your end. I don't care if you're out of town a lot.
Where do you live, Norm? I live in New York City. Here, the Gotham. Yeah, the Big Apple. But I've seen you in L.A.
Yeah,
well,
interesting.
I saw you with Chris Farley in New York. Yeah, I saw you in Los Angeles, me and Chris Farley.
Yeah, his story doesn't check out, does it, Larry?
No, so you
It's got some holes in it.
I live in Los Angeles. Good observations, Steve. I'm by coastal.
Get it out,
By
Norm.
coastal, yeah.
By coastal.
No, what are you doing?
No, I'm
Steve?
kidding. I'm
We've had
kidding.
lots of admissions here tonight. Do you ever miss Saturday Night Live? Both the same question for both of you. David.
I miss hanging out with Norm and some other people there, but I don't miss how hard it was. It was a good 6-year run for me. It was fun.
But you don't miss doing the show?
I miss it in pieces. I'd like to host it, but right now, to do it every week is I'm too old now.
Norm? I've only been gone like 1 week. But you, unlike David, you were fired. Yeah. So distance is quicker to have. Do you miss it? All right, did you miss it last Saturday night? Did you watch it? You're stumbling. I tell you something. I don't. Where I live, I don't get Saturday Night Live.
You know what, Larry? They show.
I watch Saturday Night Live, but I don't get it.
Norm was at home with.
Stop stepping on the joke.
I don't know. I can't.
You and Larry are doing a little vaudeville here.
I'm 2 minutes behind you on a tape delay.
David, what were you going to say?
I just heard the Siamese twins thing. No, I was saying that Norm sits home and there's just montage music and you hear the road is long and he's watching 6 TVs in his house.
I used to, when I did the show, I'd always take off right after updates so I could watch the rest of the show at home. You know. Really? Yeah, because, you know, they want you to stay till the end so you can wave, because everybody waves. You're not a waver. Well, it's odd because sometimes the show sucks. And then at the end of the show, you're out waving like a jackass.
But Norm, sometimes at the first 3 years I was never on and I had to count that as a sketch.
David, thanks very much. Norm, thanks very much. Thanks, Larry. I want to thank Larry King for hosting this earlier. Yeah, Larry was very good. Great. Thanks for joining us. See you Monday night. Good night.
No, just thinking, you know, because they have that Viagra thing out. Yeah. And the other day, you know, Bob Dole came right out and said he was one of the first. Yeah. And you know, you don't want to hear about Bob Dole's cock, you know. I mean, President Clinton's cock, Bob Dole's cock. What the hell? But mostly, an old man like that, an old man. You don't want him to have a super hard cock. You know what I mean? Why? Why? Because an old man, you want him to be got a pipe going, a newspaper, the dog at his feet there.
Well, that in some corners is considered pipe.
Oh. But now they're going to have to create some goddamn pill that makes women aroused at the sight of a fucking 70-year-old dude with a super hard cock. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. This Viagra. It's insane. And you know what it's for? Impotent people. All right, yeah. It's for impotent guys. So get this. I read this. The pill can make your cock hard for 4 hours. Right. So now, who has the 4-hour hard cock? The impotent guy. The rest of us are fucked. Me and you got our regular cocks. Meanwhile, fucking Spade is, you know...
Curtis Spade.
Oh, man. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it coming.
Dude, I know you didn't. He brought it all around and then a vicious rip kick into his best friend's gut.
Once there's too much cock talk, I try to just zone out for a minute till it goes back the other way.
If there's too much cock talk, this guy has fevered nightmares all night. Dreams, I mean, like sweaty, fevered dreams from the cock talk that's been all over his head.
Why bury me twice? He's killing me.
No, he's a good man.
That erased it. All right.
No, he's a good man.
Who cares?
After all that, that's
Gays.
that's the whiteout he puts on.
Yeah, I know, it's awful.
After he talks about you doing chin-ups on cock for 18 minutes. No, he's a good guy.
If you're gay, he's a completely straight guy. He gets a lot of ladies. You know that about him with the ladies.
Don't say ladies.
Women, girls.
Okay, thank you. Ladies, what are we, fucking on an FM station here?
He's Don Cornelius.
But these gay guys, man, I was reading, you know about that.
These gay guys.
I haven't even said hi yet. All right, tell me what it is with these gay guys.
I know, I'm already.
I just read this thing about the Michael, George
You're reading
Michael.
a lot, aren't you?
Yeah, I got a little time off. Now I read the newspaper. And this really strikes me about the gay community. I don't know if they're a community, but
It's called West Hollywood.
yeah, they're gay, and it's, you know, George Michaels. He hangs around the bathroom. He has sex with multiple guys. This is
no way. You got to get it right. Hangs around the bathroom, and it was described as a lewd behavior, but I don't remember sex with numerous guys.
Well, what
is that what you took away from it?
What does he do?
What were you, in the next stall?
I could have been just having a nice bathroom regular thing.
I don't know what lewd behavior is, but I don't know that he was in there with numerous guys. But
this
anyway,
is
go ahead. We get the gist of it.
This is definitely a gay thing, like, because this is a pop superstar. You know what I mean? You're not going to walk into a bathroom and all of a sudden Farrah Fawcett's like, ah, you know? You're not going to...
What? I love it.
What I'm saying is, why would a famous
What was she doing? What was some sort of cervical belt sander thing, or what was that? Oh, Christ, what are you, Linda Blair?
They do. That's what they do. Right?
That's what ladies that I know do. But
good to know that primetime exposure is paying dividends there.
But I think that's what it is. It's that the gay, that's why they have separate bathrooms. Let's face it. If they had women and, you know, women, as you call them, I call them ladies. If you had them in the same bathroom, like you go in the bathroom to do your business, see a man about a dog there, you know, and you're in the bathroom. You're in the bathroom. All of a sudden, a beautiful lady comes out. Oh, here's my vagina and breasts. You're going to be hanging out at that bathroom a lot. So I don't blame anybody for anything.
Can you believe Olmeyer didn't get him?
We're all the same, man.
Have you ever met Olmeyer since then?
Don Olmeyer I met once, yeah, after he fired me.
Yeah.
Then I went and visited him in his office, which was, it wasn't an office I've never seen. It was like a wet bar and a bunch of weird sports trophies. He's a big sports guy, you know.
Yeah.
So he explained it to me what happened, but he did it all with sports stuff, you know. Like he said, man, you see, you're the number 3 hitter, but now you're going to be number 8. And then later on, Ken Griffey will show up. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And then I said, well, Christ, man, what the hell am I supposed to do? And he goes, I don't know, just walk it off, you know. And
I'll put it in sports terms why you got fired. You were fucking with OJ too much. That's exactly why you were fired, man.
Well, I don't know.
That's his buddy.
Yeah, it's his buddy.
Yeah, well, that's why you got canned.
OJ's a good guy. I mean, he's not...
Well, we got to end on that, Normie, but there's what they'll remember you by. OJ's a good guy.
Man,
Thanks for coming on. Norm MacDonald and David Spade, stick around.
You know, on your last show, I came out as a deeply closeted gay man.
Yeah.
And I'm not gay. But David, on one time, and this is a true story, and Dave, you'll attest to this, bought me a beautiful leather jacket.
Oh, that's right.
Well out of my price range. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm no one to take charity.
You're doing like a Mark Twain one-man show. All alone in the back. What do we got? I'm not one to take charity.
I'm saying I sucked him off.
Surprise ending.
You're making me out to be Hal Holbrook over here.
It's amazing how, like, some of your friends, like, seriously, like those guys who came out of Saturday Night Live, like Sandler, you, Chris Rock. There's a lot of guys who sort of all of a sudden are like real big players.
Norm got his own TV show.
Norm's doing well. What?
What?
Do you hang out with Norm, or is it impossible?
It's pretty impossible because he's crazy.
He is.
In L.A., I call him and he goes, I go, what happened last week? I called you to go on. You called me? And I go, yeah. On my phone? I go, yeah. And he goes, oh, yeah, I got that. I go, you didn't call me back? No.
And he's serious.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And yeah, I know. Like, I have him on the show.
I love him, though. He's the funniest guy around. I think you need to be kind of crazy to be really funny.
He is very funny. I love him, too. And he has a gambling problem,
Yeah.
He was telling us
no
how
secret,
he was all excited that he had $80,000. He won $80,000 in Vegas, but he had lost like $100,000 on basketball.
Right. And that's on nickel slots. That's how serious he is.
Did you always know he had a gambling problem?
Mm-hmm.
You did. When did you know that? At Saturday Night Live?
I first knew he had a pee in a bottle problem.
Right.
Remember that? You always talk about
Yeah, it's
that.
great.
And then I
Does he still save his urine? Do you know?
I don't know. He used to put it in Ziploc baggies, sign it, and send it to fans.
Is that true?
No.
Oh.
But he did. He would take, after Saturday Night Live, they give you a car, a limousine, if you want to go to the party, and he would take it to Atlantic City.
Really?
He's a hard ass. He's hardcore, dude. I
know he'll even get into fist fights.
And then he'll stay at a table for hours and hours.
What do you think of that?
I feel lucky.
And then you don't even know if he's married or single. It's never really clear.
I don't know, but I know girls like him. He's when you're that something's that wrong, they pick up on it and like it.
They like the tragedy of that.
Fixer-upper, yeah.
Right. Yeah. I'm gonna make him a regular guy.
Right, but it never worked.
Because David always wore like cool jackets to get girls or whatever.
Did it work? Behind the scenes of that. I know.
Yeah, David gets girls like crazy.
Heather Locklear.
Yeah, like insanely
Name one.
beautiful
It's
girls.
because funny guys are attractive. Yeah. Funny's hot.
You've done a lot of impressions. Funny.
Most
Look at him.
awkward
He's like,
come
really?
on I've ever heard in my life.
All I can say for sure is this, that it works this way with women. If there's one dude who beds a Kardashian and a Paris Hilton, he'll then get to, and a Lindsay Lohan, he'll get to mow through other Hollywood hot chicks.
Like David Spade is that guy.
Yeah, David Spade is that guy.
And I would say he's more, because Warren Beatty was always the gold standard, but Spade doesn't have the looks of Warren Beatty.
He's the aw shucks rapist.
Rapist?
Well, I don't know why you brought up rapist.
My Lord.
No, what
God.
I'm saying is Spade has quietly mowed through the entire bevy of blondes in this town, but he does it in a sort of unassuming way.
Yeah, Spade is an interesting character because he's outside of Hollywood. He makes fun of it, and yet he's deeply inside of Hollywood.
Balls deep, a lot.
Yeah,
many would argue.
No, but he'll be on red carpets, and I went out with him one time. He's like, "Let's go to a bar." We go to a fucking bar, and then people let us in, which is horrible. Past everybody,
right?
You go, let those guys in.
Yeah, there goes Spade and his bodyguards. His haggard bodyguard.
He's haggard, is right. So
you and David
Spade
Spade
you like it.
are walking into a bar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was saying that?
Yeah.
So we go into the bar, so it's packed with people, and I don't like a lot of people now. And then you get a little fucking plastic drink, and you drink it, and then Spade goes, let's get out of here. And I'm like, what? And I don't even want to be there, and you're an inch from somebody's face. And so then we go to another bar. He does the exact same thing.
Right.
Let's get out of here. So he just goes places and exits. But
I think there's a power. I think there's a certain power in leaving.
Yeah, I guess there is.
Yeah.
But with women, he plays the long game. Like he's always texting them. He doesn't bed them the night he meets them.
Mm-mm.
Like a year later.
Right.
But he's got so many on his.
He fucks them in the bathroom. Yeah, but not on a bed. Never on a bed.
Wait, no.
I hear what you're saying. I'm reading between the lines.
I can't talk about Dave. Now it's going to sound like I'm saying that about David Spade.
No. What he does is he quietly, like, here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm saying. If you had a list of the famous coxmen of the town with the Warren Beattys of the world and the Wilt Chamberlains and stuff like that, somewhere in the 13th spot would be David Spade.
Absolutely.
And everyone would go, how'd he get on this list? A cute little blonde guy?
I'd
What
put
are you
him
talking
way
about?
farther up than that. Way farther up. I'd put him maybe number 1.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
In terms of sheer numbers.
Quietly goes about his business.
Yes, he does. And
until we start talking about it.
I know we shouldn't. But yeah, he's very self-deprecating about it. But he also, he knows everything that a young girl knows. Like that beautiful 20-year-old. He can talk to them about keeping up with the Kardashians and whatever the hell.
Right.
And then, if I try to talk to a young girl, I go, "You ever watch Matlock?" It wouldn't work. But he has the same exact interest that they do.
Yeah.
So it really works,
He did this bit for us that he insisted on doing.
Sully Sullenberger?
Yes. He did a bit where he came out and he's like, Conan, I've made a movie. And I'm like, oh, really? You've made a movie? And yeah, I funded it myself. And it was about Sully Sullenberger, who landed.
Sully Sullenberger biography.
Yeah, biography about the pilot who landed the plane. And I think maintained that he did this. He had this idea before Tom Hanks. So he's a little indignant.
Well, it was actually, we showed it before Hanks ever made the movie.
Oh, is that true? Okay,
yes.
all right. It was 2009.
It was right after Sully Sullenberger heroically landed on the Hudson.
And so he shot this thing, and he got to our show early, and of course it looks like shit because we just had
It's fast,
with the barest cockpit set.
Are you familiar with Sully Sullenberg?
The captain
who
landed the plane on the Hudson. Everybody knows Captain Sully Sullenberger.
Everybody now knows who he is. I've known him for quite a long time.
You knew him before this whole thing happened?
I knew him 10 years ago.
You knew Sully Sullenberger, the captain who landed the plane on the Hudson, that long?
Yes.
10 years?
Yes. And I, as soon as I first met him, I thought there's something special about this guy, and I bought his story.
You're kidding. That's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, I met him in, where'd I meet him? Airport. I met him. It was a Sbarro's.
That adds up, yeah.
And he was getting pizzas. He was getting pepperoni, but anyway, whatever. So
to this day, I don't know what that sketch is.
Well, it was a dry bit. It was a very dry sketch.
It was one of the driest things I've ever seen.
So the idea is that Sully Sullenberger heroically landed on the Hudson like around that time.
Yeah.
He made this movie about Sully Sullenberger, but 6 months it's been in the can. So he was looking for an ending.
Yeah.
And this guy lands. So basically,
the joke is
the clip.
He made a movie about Sully Sullenberger before he heroically landed the plane on the. So
the clip is him landing on the tarmac. That's
successfully. He successfully lands the plane
and says, "Thanks for flying American Airlines.
Yes,
have a good day."
So I heard you made a movie. This is going to be a huge movie. You have the movie of Captain Sully Sullenberger.
Yeah, I could. But save it up for the thing. Now listen, you know why you're standing up here. I'm just kidding you. I love you. That's why. Hey, you wanna land this?
Yeah.
Pretty well lands itself. But mostly, I know there's not enough time, but mostly we talked about it was a love story.
What? A love story with who?
Him and his wife, Lori Sungelberger. What was her name? I wrote this bit 25 minutes ago.
Do you want the clip or should we get out of here?
No, we should do the clip.
All right, take a look at this clip.
Sully, why didn't you give me a seat? Why do I
break it here, I guess?
A clip, and this must have exciting footage.
Well, well.
This story, the end of this story is incredible when the engines go out and...
The movie's been in the can for 6 months.
You made a movie about Captain Sully Sullenberger, and you finished it before he even crashed the plane on the Hudson, landed
Yeah, and it's too bad, man, because I was struggling for an ending for a long time. It's called Sully Sullenberg Sully Sullenberger.
Burger. You clearly spent 10 years you've known this man? You didn't you forgot the at the end of his name?
I call him by a nickname, whatever. It's called Sully Sullenberger, airport pilot. But anyways, I brought a clip.
Oh, let's take a look at the clip.
Oh, can I say something?
Yeah.
I play Sully.
You play Sully in the movie? We have to see this now. Unbelievably, this was shot before the incident that made him famous, but let's take a look.
On behalf of U.S. Airline, we know you have a lot of choices to make, and we're glad you chose us. Have fun in Kansas City, everybody. It's not a good ending.
It's a terrible ending.
It's the worst possible ending. I keep saying reshoots, and they have no money for reshoots. They're like, I said a long shot of the Hudson. Nothing.
No, that's not going to do it. And he insisted on using the woman who did his makeup, Deborah Pullman. He insisted on using her in the bit, even though it's not even clear why he needed her in the bit.
His wife played his wife.
Yeah, played his wife, and.
I have to stand here for the whole flight.
I told you it's cheaper.
So the joke is that, amazingly, a director decides to make a movie about a random pilot, Sully Sullenberger, and makes it about a successful landing before the most dramatic landing in the history of aviation. And he showed this thing. I think he had a fake mustache on.
Yes.
But he's barely, and this is another thing I love about him. He didn't care at all about the craft of acting.
Yeah.
And I'll watch